Hi, this is Seamless, and today I'm actually going to show you how to do a lead because while I wasn't trying to rip anyone off directly when I made it, turn my master, but when I made it, I did anyway. And despite that fact, I decided that it would actually be a pretty good idea to talk about it because it's pretty simple to do, and I feel like that might be something someone wants to see is how to make this particular sound with kind of alien-y sounding thing. Now, I'm also just gonna gratuitously show off the track again because it's used in the track. It's used here, and also these. Um, in fact, I'll just bring this. Someone's messaging me. I'll just bring this up here, and then so you can see when stuff's happening. Ye old pattern 85, and then pattern whatever these are. So I'm just gonna play it from here. This is an updated version of the track. It's different from the last one you saw. It's also different from the one that's on SoundCloud right now. And good stuff. So here we go. It's loud. It's really loud. Playing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's talk about this lead. So this uses vibrato and also the unison, and I'm also distorting it. That's all very important things, but what's really the heart of what's going on is the fact that the vibrato and the unison increase over time. I also have legato and porta engaged by the default settings, which is creating the slide sound. And I also have an envelope on the pitch, which is also contributing to the slide up sound. So let's look at pitch vibrato depth. This is 0 to 100, where 0 is the bottom and 100 is wherever you put this value. That's what that means. So now this is also a thing that you can map to like mod X and Y and whatever. You can control it manually in automation. Manually automate. I have someone pointed out in the comments somewhere that I said that, and it's kind of funny. But it's kind of true. But I chose to have it just be an automatic envelope. And also the same thing with the unison setting. Now, this is a pretty basic setup. You could probably do this with just about anything because it's not using some of the more freakishly awesome cool things that Harmor can do, except for the fact that I'm using the Hertz unison setting, which is not your typical unison setting. I'm not really sure on the specifics of how exactly it's different, but the rest of the unison settings here, like classic and blurred and uniform and random, the rest of the ones that aren't Hertz that I just said is those are all mimicking your standard subtractive synth unison settings. However, Hertz is special to how this works in additive synthesis in a way that I'm not sure. When they all find out, I'll let you know. But the result of that is that if I turn off distortion, listen to how the sound That kind of weird boxy metallic sound. Is when distorted is what's causing the kind of windy sort of sound that's going on. Did they use log? I think they use log. It even introduces a bit of low frequency distortion, even though the fact that it's only playing high frequencies. So watch the EQ on this when I play high notes. I said, watch the EQ when I play high notes. See how that goes on? That's just cool. I like that a lot. So that's a cool thing that I'm doing here. Now I use the vibrato just because it's very basic and it's a thing that it just works. But I could have used an LFO on the pitch, and I would have found more control over things like the speed. I could change the speed. It could be a lot faster than just what the vibrato is doing, and I could also change the tension even, and that can make some very interesting effects. But just because I was being very quick and basic, I used the vibrato that's built into the Harmer. So how would you do this in some other sense? Well, the primary thing is a vibrato, and like I said, you can just put an LFO on a pitch and just control that, and then you're good. You can do that on like a single oscillator synth. That'd be great. And then the unison, having lots of voices and having a pretty large pitch spread in the unison is another big point. And then distorting it all is what's bringing it all together. That's really what's selling it. And that's why it fits so well in the track, because everything else is also distorted, and then the frequencies are all being mashed together in such heavy compression that you wouldn't even believe. And such. So, I believe I've adequately explained what's happening, as well as how to replicate it in things that aren't Harmer. If you have Harmer, you're in luck. This is great. You don't have to do anything. You can just know immediately what's happening. Speaking of if you have Harmer, you should be really excited about what's going on this track, because every single sound you're hearing, except for the rendered out trombone stabs, which I got from the East-West package, every single one of these basses are all individual Harmers, and none of them are resampled. They're all live. So when this track comes out, the making of is going to be very, very, very informational for everyone involved. God, I love Harmer. Can you tell I love Harmer? I really love Harmer. I mean, come on. That's just so good. As you can tell, this one's called Empire Bass. It's because I used it in Empire. So if you're interested in how this one was made, you can go check out the making of Empire, where I cover every single bass I make in there. I forgot what that one was. I don't even know if I use it. This was something I was going to make into something that I forgot and I didn't. This is muted for some reason. What channel are you in, friend? 35. I'm probably filtering it. Alright, this is the whooshiness. That effect is mostly caused by the delay bank when I turn up the grain division over here. If you haven't messed with it before, you should, because it's really cool. I don't think I use that. That was me trying to make something cool to put over the melodies before I made the actual melody. And these are resample steps that I end up not using. I haven't really messed with that. If you've never heard that sound before, check out some of my older resampling videos, like How to Bass 7, or even just the first How to Bass, because I make pretty similar sounds. I haven't been using a lot of resampling lately because I've really tapped into the power of the live synthesis that Harmer is capable of. I've just been rambling on uselessly for so long right now. I have no idea why I am. I've already covered the point of this video, which is this lead. And there's that freezing that happens when my hard drive gets too full, so I'm gonna stop. If this was informative, I'm glad. If you have any questions, ask them and I will attempt to answer them. And as usual, have a nice day.